Did you know I'm a really good fisherman? The biggest bass I've caught before was a 3.5-pound bass. I know what a number bond is, and I know what 200 plus 200 is 400.
Did you know I'm good at football? I'm a really good drawer, and I can draw dinosaurs. I'm really good at rollerblading.
I can do wheelies and I can stand up while riding my bike.
I know that 100 plus 100 equals 200.
I'm more than a number on a page.
I am more than a letter grade. I am more.
I am more.
At Foster Heights, we believe your child is more than a letter grade or a satisfactory. We believe that your child has a plethora of gifts that they are willing to share and ready to share with the world. Traditionally, these gifts presented themselves on a report card, if at all. We believe that was not a sufficient way to showcase the gifts and abilities of our kids.
Introducing the Future-Driven Journey. This new alternative to the traditional report card will consist of 3 parts.
The first piece will be the Student Gift Showcase. This is an opportunity for kids to lead a conversation around their gifts and the learning that has occurred throughout this year and the goals they have for themselves.
It gives them the ability to showcase their voice and what exactly they are learning in the classroom.
School has shifted from that traditional model to where I know my students don't bring anything home. So parents are like, what are they doing all day? And I think having them in here and having the student lead that conversation of this is what I'm doing, this is how I'm learning is very powerful. And it shows that they are learning so much more than just those basic skills, like they're learning how to collaborate with each other and they're learning how to communicate with other people.
I actually did a few gift showcases last year. The first thing I noticed was when the parents came in, they shifted their whole body to their kid. Normally they were looking at me, and it was so awesome already to just see them knowing when they walked in they were going to be listening to their kid. The kids left just feeling so happy. They were nervous when they walked in, but it was a different kind of nervous than like the traditional parent-teacher conference. You know, they were nervous, excited, whereas when it's parent-teacher conferences time, they're normally nervous for what your teacher's gonna say.
The next part is the student leadership profile, and really that is the student's platform to share what they feel inspired to share, their learning, their passion, their gifts, and that's our tool we use to communicate that information to you and to the world and community around them.
A leadership profile is something that you can write about your life and things that you're passionate about. It is something that you can show yourself by, and you can show people who you really are. I think it's important to talk about that so you can kind of tell people what it's about and what it means to you.
The student leadership profiles give the students a chance to share their growth goals, their accomplishments, their passions, and anything that makes them and unique to themselves.
I think as a student, it's important to learn to self-reflect and to grow from that and to grow from the things you started off doing and to see your growth, because that's encouraging to students, especially elementary age students, to show them they really are learning more than they think they are. So I just think it's an important way to reflect back on yourself and grow from who you once were.
And finally, the last piece of our evaluation process is the student snapshot. This is an opportunity for our teachers to provide a little more insight into the academic areas of reading and math, science and social studies, and the future ready skills that can be more specific to the individual student's needs, and also provide areas of growth so that families can continue to help their children in the academic process.
The student snapshot is going to take place of the traditional report card. It's going to be more parent friendly. It's going to require more work for teachers, but it explains things, I think, in a better way for parents to understand. It's not just an A or a B or developing or independent. There's going to be like a little synopsis of what your child can do and what your child needs help with, and what our next steps are, and what, as a parent, what you can do to help your child complete those next steps.
I think that when you get a little bit more of a deeper synopsis of all the things that are happening and where your child is and where we want to take them versus just a letter representation, that it might be a little bit easier for you to understand, and then the teacher can provide a little more insight to where the kid is and who the kid is. Is my child growing? That's what the hope is to see, is my child growing? Where are they now and where do they need to be and what do we need to do to get to that point?
So it's so subjective because we can't put all kids on the same level. You know, kids learn at different ways. They're on different levels when they do learn.
So instead of thinking about it as a F or A or whatever, let's think about it as, is my child moving and growing and what can we do to better them?
It's nice, obviously, I want to know subject-wise how my child is doing. I don't actually glean that really well from the way the report cards are structured right now. You know, there's not he was doing really poorly in math last time, now he's doing better. It's just not that clear. More commentary would be much more helpful to me to know good and bad, you know, how it's actually going in the classroom, not just whether he's learning the subject matter or not.
Where here you've got the passion projects, the leadership projects, so they have that freedom to help focus on some of their strengths and maybe utilize their strengths, and it gives them the independence to try new things. You know, some might not even feel like they're even that leadership based until they get into that, and then they realize, I'm really good at this, I can do this. So I think it gives them that opportunity to open up and try new things and take ownership, as you said, of their learning.
What in the world would be better for a parent to read than a detailed progress of the story of what your child is doing in the classroom? I mean, to me, that's better than anything that I'm gonna get today, you know, to read. And so that is something for me personally that excites me, because again, you know, I really wanna know my child's story inside the classroom.